Do you think you're an attractive person? Sorry, that question might have been a bit too off-putting, might have been a bit too direct, but hold on, that's not fair. It's already been 10 seconds in this video and you've already subconsciously made a decision whether you think I'm attractive or not. In fact, when you meet anyone, it's one of the first judgments you make of them. So actually, I will ask you again. Do you think you're an attractive person? I know, it sounds crazy, but that term attractive is something we all think about constantly, but no one really ever talks about.
There's an old saying, very, very old saying. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
You've probably grown up hearing this exact statement, and for centuries, we've accepted it as truth. But today, as better research is conducted and cultural standards overlap, we're learning that statement is false. We're learning that attractive individuals receive more positive attention, better job prospects, and actually get off crimes easier.
Skincare on their Christmas wish list. Everybody.
We're learning that more people than ever are willing to spend money to become more attractive. And we're even learning that infants prefer attractive faces, suggesting that beauty is more nature than nurture. Today, we're finding out that there's an element of objectivity in attractiveness. So, what are these truths behind what makes someone beautiful?
Now let's just say like you did take this off, it can still work, but...
In this series, I undergo different tests and transformations to figure out how to become more attractive, according to science.
So everybody has a little drop of fat here, and about here is about as big as an egg yolk.
But like any good journey, things didn't go as planned.
A yoga class, I get out of my class and I see a 911 text from Tejas that says, "Are you free? I need to talk," which I know is never good.
The last 9 months have been the most revealing experiment of my life.
All right, first, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like.
Yeah, it's like that whole line right here.
People are going to notice you once you walk in the door.
Judges, you will rank how attractive their follow-up questions
I'm
are.
going to selectively remove the fat from these areas.
So without further ado, welcome to How to Become More Attractive Scientifically.
Jordan, what's your least favorite thing about Belko?
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck me.
Honestly, his hair is way flowier than mine.
Okay, I have another question. If you had to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and how attractive you think you are, what would you say? Matt, you go first.
This was a question that my freshman year dorm friends asked each other on the very first night at Welcome Week. Yeah, wild times. I remember the question went around the room.
I don't know, like a 7, I guess?
How the hell do you even answer something like that? You answer too high, you sound cocky. But if you answer too low, you sound not confident.
I'm an 8. 8.4.
But worst of all, let's say you are attractive and answer too low. Man, do you seem like an asshole.
Okay, Tejas, your turn.
Short answer, a 6, but I guess it depends sometimes.
What does that mean?
Today is December 31st, 2019.
Growing up, I was always the tiny, nerdy kid.
So 7 more hours and it's the start of the new decade.
I was a 5'6" and 115-pound ball of joy for sure. But I remember always being labeled as cute and like a little brother.
So we are here from our official sponsors.
And although I embraced this by putting on a show of being a confident guy,
Yeah, fuck that, Vince.
Looking back, I definitely had my insecurities.
What up, guys? You know, we're just doing our thing. Just don't lie.
You'd see people like my friend Daniel, who was a varsity basketball player, have girlfriends since the 6th grade. And in the back of your head, you question,
We're here.
how the heck is he doing that?
So I think Starbucks, my smiley personality, and those around me.
And oh man, don't even get me started on the fear that would arise the weeks before homecoming.
Documentary?
Finding a date?
So what am I doing here?
I always felt like if I could sit down and talk to a girl, I was pretty good. I had some charm. But again, it's if I could.
Alright, we're here with Vicky. Vicky, what do you have to say on the vlog?
Amazing.
But not only did my size and stature play a role, but you also start questioning things when you're one of the darker looking fellows walking around in a pretty white school. So, When I say it depends, what I meant was,
sometimes I feel good about myself, but most times I feel like I dock myself because of my physical looks. Sometimes I can feel like a 7 or even an 8. But most times I feel like I see the look in someone's eye and feel like a 3. But what are we talking about? This is crazy to say out loud. Vince, what class you got tomorrow? Okay, let's lay some groundwork. Humans have cared about beauty ever since our species has existed. It's actually what's helped us survive. As mentioned before on this channel, we have to make 35,000 decisions in a day, and we can't process all of them, so we create these mental shortcuts. One of these mental shortcuts is called the halo effect. In simple terms, it explains why humans will take a positive trait of someone's and just assume other traits of theirs are also positive. If someone is attractive, we also assume that they are healthier, that they carry good genes, and that they'll live long enough to produce offspring. And from a biological standpoint, that makes total sense, because the one thing we still have in common from our cave people back in the day is that one of the goals of the human race is to repopulate. So back in February, when we first decided to research this, we came across this organization called COLT. They have this incredible YouTube channel and a bunch of articles that list rules on what makes someone more attractive. And before all this, I never saw beauty in that way, that there's actual actions we can take to make us objectively more attractive. And that's when I thought about hair and your hairstyle. I'm sure we can all agree that a drastic change to your hair can change your impression. It can change the way people perceive you. So when I first met you, this is how you looked. Yep. There's a major difference between the COLT today and the COLT over here. What is that difference?
Yeah, look at this. I got long hair now. I was hanging out with Mr. Kelly Wakasa a lot, and he said, bro, you should grow out your hair. And it honestly changed my life. It kind of like grew me up a little bit because I looked like a little kid in that photo. A lot of things started working out when I grew my hair out. Got a girlfriend, the money's up, the subs are up. Dude, we're up.
We up. More hair on top?
Chiquita banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way when they are flecked and brown and have a golden hue. Bananas taste the
For years, I struggled with figuring out my own hair. In high school, I always had this side part. Sometimes it was really messed up, and other times it was fine, but I never really liked it. Then I tried some fades. Here's one done by my mom. She's great at many things, but yeah, not this.
Good afternoon. My name is Tejas.
Then in college, I started to grow it out, and either would have to put a crap ton of product in my hair, so it would be this crusty mess, or if I got lazy, I'd let it be this fluffy mess. Then I went full TikTok F-boy era with this quiff-looking thing, or this messy fringe. Don't judge me too hard. Long story short, I never found a hairstyle that I was confident in. One that fit well on my head, one that gave off the right impression, and one that was sustainable to keep without using an absurd amount of gel every morning. That was until one evening in December of 2022, where I went into a barbershop and had an experience unlike any other. In fact, it's the first stop of this docu-series. Good morning, world. We are headed to a popular place here in New York City called 12 Pel, and it's a place that offers something called a hair consultation. It's a service that's all about educating you on what hairstyle works best through things like your head shape, hairstyle, density, all these things to give you a more tailored look. As you can tell from my hair, this is the most unraveled, disheveled, chaotic my hair has been in a minute. So yeah, hair is something that can really affect your attractiveness. And if the goal is to maximize my attractiveness, what should I do? Let's go to Pete. What's up? How we doing? Wow, you're blonde.
I am, dude. You haven't seen me since, huh?
No. Yep. Oh my God.
Wow, this feels official. Pleasure meeting you. How would you describe the difference between going to a regular barber and coming to you all?
In the barbering space, communication was definitely not the most prevalent in barbershops other than maybe talking about the game or like talking about what happened during the weekend. When it came to the hair, you would usually sit down and say, leave it up to you, or I don't really know what to do with my hair. And that became such a generational way of getting your hair cut that we realize now people want to look customized. People want to feel like their haircut is theirs.
I was one of those guys that struggled with figuring out what hairstyle fits my face. So I'm gonna have Pete live roast me. So this is one of the first. What do you think of that haircut?
Shit, bro. You know, whenever I see like these type of hairstyles, it's just like a throwback into what was trending back then. Honestly, it's not bad. I will say it just gives you such a different vibe. Ultimately, not to gas you up or anything, like you have a very symmetrical face and very sharp and masculine already. So most hairstyles work on you. This just is not your vibe anymore.
My hair doesn't naturally like the side part, so it's taking a lot of like goo and just going.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah. So this is a great example of showing silhouette. So if you like compare this photo to your yellow tie photo, the slight difference in just how much bulk right here sharpens up your face a ton. So like you see how this already cuts down into your face and your jawline a bit more?
Yeah.
But the other one was curved in. So that just makes you look so young and round as opposed to sharp. Most barbers, I think, should be doing this. They look at the entire silhouette instead of just your features initially, right? Because you're looking at the hair.
I want you to treat me as if I'm a new person that you've never met. Pete, I'm lost. I've been growing out my hair for 2 months, 3 months. My goal is just to look better.
Okay, cool. First time client, I always try to make sure that there's like a little bit more of a goal established here, right? It doesn't even just start from the second you sit in a chair, like it starts from the second you come in. Okay, I look at your outfit, I look at like, do you have tattoos, what type of accessories do you wear? Because that gives me a good idea on like what type of look that you've been exposed to and also what look makes you feel confident. All right, so like what this gives me off is like this vibe of like athleisure, but also a little bit of streetwear when mixed into it. And also just the fact that like, it's a pretty decent balanced fit. You take care of yourself enough, right? It goes deeper into now the questions of like, what does your lifestyle look like?
That's something I see in your videos all the time when you ask people like, are you working corporate in New York City? Like, are you trying to, like, are you in a suit and tie or what do you do?
We want to make sure that what you're wearing is good for you in terms of the way it looks, but also there's a lot of social aspects into this, right? Because the way that somebody looks at you determines like what they think of you. It shouldn't matter, but it does.
So I'd say, yeah, I'm like a creative guy. I would say I'm a YouTuber. I like to make educational videos. So there's a level of professionalism, like I would say that I like to keep. If I'm going out to a movie, I love tucking in a nice button down, like a fancy button down, trying to make things look a little bit more uplifted.
I like that context because you have your business side and professional.
Yeah, I can be the
also
two.
You like to, you know, you like to be a little bit funky and creative. I wanted you to have like a fun look, but also can be styled in a way if it needed to be form-fitting for like a suit, then you have the ability to do that. Yeah. Right now, obviously, it's been such a long time since you got a haircut. So this is now, the balance is off, the harmony is off, right? Yeah. So if I looked at you now, it would be like, oh, like this guy is creative,
but smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but he's really creative. You know what I'm saying?
He's putting on that suit a little less.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I think that's the harmony I'm talking about. Like, like you're going like more 80% creative and like 20% business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to bring it back down.
Let's
yeah.
bring it back. Are there any objective rules to how hair can affect someone's attractiveness?
The number one thing for me is making sure that the haircut is well balanced to their face shape and also working with how their hair type is. All right, some people have longer faces, being oblong. Some people have wider faces, being either more square like mine. Because your hair is very voluminous, the nature of like your curls, we're gonna shrink this down so the head doesn't become too long. If you have straight hair, if you have low density or high density. The last thing is also just the way that the hair growth pattern is. Completely changes the way that you would just cut it down to make sure that it lays properly, going back to silhouettes and also how it frames your face.
I think it's interesting too, like I always do this, where if I just, like from my front framing, if I just cover this and like this is the frame, I feel like I look way different.
Your eyes immediately gravitate towards the top, or at least where it's most heaviest, right? But when you have this kind of framing out this way, guess what? Now the silhouette, it goes down to your face or the entirety of everything, because this now connects into the space. Harmony, silhouette, balance is all kinds of similar things for me, but you want it to be harmonious between your hair type, your face shape, and also like your own personal goals, so yeah.
In talking with Pete, I came across a major finding to the question of how to become more attractive objectively.
Here we go.
And it's that the answer is paradoxical.
These hairs love to shoot backwards, but the bottom pieces, luckily they shoot forward onto.
Yes, we all want to be more attractive, and we can all recognize when a change is more attractive. But if there was a single answer for everyone, wouldn't we all look the same? Think about it. What if every guy had a comb-over side part? It kind of takes away the art behind what makes us human. It's been 2 years since I've had this modern mullet look, and genuinely, it's the first time I've felt an answer to the haircut dilemma. It's a haircut that maximizes my attractive traits and hides away some of my weaker ones. It's one that represents my playful, fun side, and best of all, I don't have to use any product. It's the natural growth of my hair. At one point, I did try and force Pete to answer this paradoxical question, and in it, we did come up with a single word answer that got my wheels spinning.
Harmonious. That's the word. That's
A good hairstyle at minimum should be harmonious, meaning well-balanced, proportional, and pleasing as a whole. And a little foreshadowing, this won't be the last time you hear this word.
I think there's two things that you said that's really interesting. I think one is, there's not like one answer to everyone. It's like how anyone wants to be presented is the first question you always ask first, and then to that answer, what are the steps to take?
Right.
And then two, when it comes to haircuts, you're right, it's like most of your face is like fixed, right? It's literally to your bone. And the one thing that can change is your hair and how much it can affect the silhouette and like how you basically add to that overall impression someone wants to make.
Throughout this whole experience, there was one line that Pete said which really stood out to me.
There's a lot of social aspects into this, right? Because the way that somebody looks at you determines like what they think of you. It shouldn't matter, but it does.
So earlier we mentioned the halo effect. Basically how us humans will take a positive trait of someone's and just assume that their other traits are also positive. But there's something about it that we didn't mention yet, and that's how we perceive someone also affects how we treat that person. And this phenomenon can be divided into two buckets: pretty privilege and pretty penalty. There was a study where 60 students were given an envelope of 3 faces. One that was deemed attractive, one that was deemed average, and one not so attractive. The students were then asked to assess these people based on their personality traits and then predict some of their life experiences. And in summary, the results showed that the students believed that the attractive individuals got the higher status jobs, got married, and were overall more happy. But the second bucket of all of this is pretty penalty. Surprisingly, being attractive can actually be a disadvantage. For example, research shows that attractive people may be seen as more vain and less modest.
You're like really pretty. Thank you. So you agree?
There are downsides to these mental shortcuts that we take as humans, specifically the halo effect. To say that an attractive person is also a smarter individual, a better parent, or can be more honest is a bias that could do more harm than good. So beware of it.
If you had to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in how attractive you think you are, what would you say?
It's an uncomfortable question, but we now know that how attractive you are matters in the world we live in. I'm not gonna lie, finding a good hairstyle might have bumped me up a point or two, but why stop there?
I have one more.
And also, have you ever thought to yourself, how far would you go to become more attractive? Every single person has faced this exact moment. A moment where you stare into your own eyes and just analyze your face. Some days you may feel good about yourself. You may feel attractive. But other days you wake up and just... But regardless of how you feel, the next step is basically identical. You have to sift through dozens of decisions to decide what impression you want to make that day. Previously in episode 1, we discussed why being attractive matters. The sobering reality is that how we perceive someone else impacts how we treat that person.
If you had to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10,
The next question is, where do we go to improve our attractiveness?
what would you say?
Well, we don't have to go far. The answer isn't hard to find. It's the opposite. We are bombarded with hundreds to thousands of options every day with products and services that claim they can improve our looks.
But if you call now, within the next 20 minutes, because we can't do this all day, we'll give you a second set absolutely free.
Consumerism in the 21st century is a problem. A constant cycle of buying items, but simultaneously learning that there can be more to buy. So in this episode, not only do we want to paint the picture of consumerism in 2024, but we break it down psychologically to help you make this mess of decisions a bit more clear. And in my own journey to becoming more attractive, I feed into the consumerism and sign up for color analysis, a growing trend to see if this beauty practice is actually valid and who it's really for. All while telling you the story of why this journey to becoming more attractive has hit a little too close to home. It was one of those things that felt so good, and in just 4 short days, it seemed like everything just crumbled. Without further ado, welcome to episode 2 of How to Become More Attractive Scientifically.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, finally one child is home.
Yeah. This is my mom, everyone. Mom, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to my childhood bedroom. And behind us, we have what?
We have your closet.
My closet. Basically, this is all the clothing that I've had growing up in middle school and high school. You've bought all my clothing, basically, growing up.
Pretty much. And even now I buy stuff for you too.
Whoa. Cut that. Let's start with these. What are those?
I'm fortunate that growing up, I never had an obsession over makeup.
Shorts that I wore growing up.
But I did have an obsession with brands. I mean, come on. What you wore dictated how cool you were. You walk into school with the $16 Nike Elite socks, and it felt like you were on top of the world.
How much do you think these costed, if you remember, back in the day?
If I remember, maybe like $8, $10, I don't know.
That's good.
But I wouldn't know. That sort of stuff was never in my household.
How much do you think price influenced the clothes you bought me growing up?
Price influence a little bit, but the quality and the...
No, it didn't. You're lying to me. You're trying to put up a show on camera. Price was everything.
Now, my mom and I are laughing right now, but rewind the tapes 10 years ago, and I would despise her for buying me the cheap, unbranded stuff. It was embarrassing. Alex's mom wouldn't think twice. Just spend a couple extra dollars, Mom. What was the big deal?
I mean, what? I think growing up, how much of my stuff was from Costco?
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, we bought a lot of stuff from Costco.
So growing up, did you ever care about what brands you were wearing or anything?
Growing up, like
in India?
In India, no. My parents would go buy a nice fabric, and they would go to a tailor and made a tailor-made dress for us.
Like there was no Nike, like these things?
No.
Now looking back, it's ridiculous. The extent I would go to make my mom feel guilty for not getting me these things.
Wow, $30 for a jacket?
That poor woman didn't even understand what that swoosh meant.
Oh, it's buttoned down too. You know what? These are nice.
You like the buttoned ones?
Yeah, this is a nice thing. Might be changing my mind.
It really looks good.
Now let's be clear. I don't make my mom get anything for me anymore.
You see that?
But I would be lying to you if I said that I'm completely brand agnostic today.
Actually, this is crazy that this is $16. This is actually a steal.
Huh?
I think this is a steal.
Right, yeah.
Put W's like this.
Like this? Oh.
W's.
Mhm.
W mom.
W mom.
W mom.
What's a W mom?
In fact, the one company that still has a chokehold on me is Lululemon.
So how much do you spend for a pant at Lululemon?
And maybe it's because in high school and college, that was the top dog brand. And again, there was no shot in hell my parents would ever get me that stuff.
Take a guess.
79?
$250.
What? See,
This is the-
very similar one.
Yeah.
At Costco is like 20 bucks.
Yeah.
Today, almost everything I own is Lululemon.
So what about 3-pack of underwear?
3-pack of underwears, $45, 55? No, maybe more.
$98.
$98? Wow.
Maybe it was an overcorrection of that insecurity I had grown up. But a $98 3-pack of underwear, I've got 9.
It's weird, I don't feel like to get anything. Because we just got stuff, you know? It's funny, like this feels just as quality as any of this.
I love this company, and I'm sure I can make an argument that the quality is better and all, but coming home and going shopping with my mom for the first time in almost 6 years did open my eyes a bit. Why am I spending so much more money for basically just a logo?
To many, money is just a tool to transact for items. However, it can be used as a tool to show the bigger picture. Where people spend their hard-earned dollars can show a lot about their priorities, so let's follow the money. Consumerism, as we know today, really took off at the end of World War II. As the American economy boomed, so did production, which reached an all-time high. And with 5 million more American women entering the workforce, there was a lot more economic independence. People could spend more on things that they wanted to buy. And the beauty industry saw this as a goldmine. They invested more in products, options, colors, all that jazz. And advertising especially ramped up to sell to these new working women.
That there isn't a woman in the world who can't be made to look more beautiful.
According to Kathy Pice, by 1948, 80 to 90% of adult American women wore lipstick, about 2/3 wore rouge, and 1 in 4 wore eye makeup. And by 1950, modern branding as we know it today was born. Companies started to realize that with a flood of similar products all entering the market at the same time, they needed to find a way to differentiate themselves. So they pivoted to emotional messaging. Marketers needed to find a way to create a stronger bond between the consumers and the products.
Shoes by Jordan, hair by Silkians, because you were meant for the finer things in life.
And so branding went from informational to more intimate, which made consumers spend their money on items for their logos and brands more than the product itself. Which leads us to today, where there's more products than ever. The beauty industry specifically continues to grow as more developing countries become wealthier. Whether it's makeup, handbags, shoes, jewelry, services, or whatever, we are all bombarded with options that claim to make us more attractive. And it's a lot, so how do we decide what to buy and what not to buy? To understand this, we need to see through the fog. We need to lift the veil and check under the hood.
Hello, how are you? What a beautiful spot. It's so cool, absolutely.
You're here. I saw your videos. Good to meet you in person.
Thank you so much. I know
What is your name and what would you say your job is?
My name is Lizzie. My job is colorist or personal color consultant.
How would you describe color analysis for anyone who's never heard of it?
Color analysis will be to find the color that's more harmonious, flattering, easy for you to wear without makeup, without too much effort. Based on your skin color, hair color, and eye color.
In 1961, Johannes Itten, a Swiss painter and teacher, published a book called The Art of Color. It showed how certain color palettes complemented people based on their skin tones and hair colors. And so began what we call personal color analysis.
I'm going to help you find a more beautiful you.
This practice was then further popularized by Carol Jackson and Bernice Kempner in the late 1970s with their best-selling color season books. However, by the 1990s, it lost its popularity and almost died out. But fast forward to 2022 and the practice exploded. TikTok being a main reason for this massive wave of new interest, especially in South Korea. So much so that this has fueled a huge tourism boom that the Korean Tourism Organization has capitalized on to promote international visits.
Are you familiar with these terms?
In simple terms, there are 4 factors that can change your appearance. First, your undertone, basically the pigment under your layer of skin that everyone has. People are either generally warm-toned or cool-toned.
Maybe you just look good in any red.
Then, Lizzie will consider how the hue, saturation, and values of different colors she will drape on me affects my appearance.
Is there a science to how you choose the colors when it comes to people?
We definitely measure your skin tone to see if you have more redness versus yellowness. Some people are just born with lots of pigment. Some people are like paper. They just soak up the color and then they cannot use too many colors because of that. I'm not sure if I would call it science, but we do have steps in finding colors.
So wearing colors that don't work with you can make you look
older, sick.
More sickly. It
Yes.
sounds like just like pretty all around negative traits.
Yes.
And wearing the right colors can accentuate the features that make you look better.
I actually have a lot of recent law school graduates come because they are younger and they want to be taken more seriously at work because they're working with older men. So they ask me which are the colors that make me look more charismatic, more assertive, more experienced.
That to me is also fascinating, how different colors can change that first impression you may have when you walk into a room.
Yes.
Right, that's so interesting. Look at these 3 ads. What do you see in common? All of them phrase their product as a solution to an issue that you may have. They're all addressing some sort of negative situation. Psychologically, this is proven to be quite effective due to a concept called loss aversion. Humans feel the pain of losing something way more impactfully than the pleasure of gaining something of the same value. The easiest way for me to understand this is from a marketing POV. So instead of saying, save $50 on something, you might be better off saying, don't miss out on this $50 saving. Or in the beauty world, instead of saying your face wash will make your skin clear, you might be better off saying this face wash will take out that dirty skin and that excess oil. And the data doesn't lie. In the US, 58% of girls aged 8 to 18 wear makeup, and 65% of them started between the ages 8 to 13. Makeup is often presented as a solution for imperfections. You have a problem with your body? Well, here's a fix. And this isn't just affecting young girls, but us in our 20s as well. The study found that 72% of surgeons have seen an increase in patients under 30 who want cosmetic surgeries to look better for selfies. People feel the need to buy something when they're reminded of their flaws. It's an easy coping mechanism to get over an insecurity.
Example, so Tejas, this is a time for, I guess, a quiz. Can you tell which one makes her features stand out more?
I feel the one with the black hair.
Yes.
I feel like makes her skin more clear, like that, like her hair is kind of combining with the color of her skin.
Yes, yes. Oh.
Is that true?
Yes. So in personal color, we want to find the color that's making you look beautiful, but also something that's not going to be overpowering. On the left side, she has beautiful hair, but people notice her hair before they notice her face. What about this one?
Oh. On the left, I think I noticed the hair first before noticing the features, versus the right, it's just, I think what you said is more naturally put together, harmonious, right?
Yes. Here, he is glowing. Here, if you see, his face is a little bit green.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. And is that because like the hair is almost casting that color onto his face?
Yes, so he needs lower saturation. Here he is overpowered, so the yellow is kind of reflecting onto his face. Beauty is subjective, but I don't think in any culture that people will think that is more healthier or flattering on him because he looks a little bit sick. And then the last one is here.
Taylor Swift.
What do you think?
The right side.
Tejas, can you tell why?
Like her, if we're looking at her face, I think it's more, everything is like symmetrical and proportional in a way that's more attractive.
Yes,
Correct?
yes, you did good.
Great.
And then a lot of people use that term washed out.
Okay.
So here, she looks a little bit pale, washed out, not enough color. It's like she donated way too much blood. So this is more healthier look here, not as.
I'd love to figure out my colors and who I am. So excited.
I am excited too. So Tejas, you can now sit in the chair right there.
Perfect. Now, I'm in no position to tell you which skincare products work or what makeup is actually effective. There's real professionals out there for those things. But what I will say is that there's no secret that companies may create or amplify problems and then sell you the solution in a magical bottle. In fact, it's a marketing technique called problem amplification. A classic example of this in the beauty industry is amplifying the problem of wrinkles and then selling you anti-wrinkle cream. The amount of ads that create this strong targeted messaging about sagging skin and the loss of elasticity reinforces this idea that aging skin is a problem that needs fixing. What does this one do?
This has like these discs.
Diminish the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles?
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned of fine lines and wrinkles?
Yeah, as you get older, you're a little concerned. Not concerned, but you know.
Okay. In fact, the US anti-wrinkle products market is looking to grow 10% year over year over the next decade. My sister used to work at Ulta Beauty and would tell me to buy all of these products to make my skin look better because my process is using a soap, a lotion, and sometimes a sunscreen. And I'm sure all of these products are effective. They probably all do something. But I'm someone who's lucky enough to where my simple 3-step process hasn't really failed me thus far. So the question is, do I need to spend the extra $50 on eye masks and serums and all that jazz?
Okay, so Tejas, what I am going to do is start with the cool and then warm. So this is cooler, pale pink, and then this is warmer, salmon pink.
And what should I be looking out for?
Just overall, sometimes when people don't see too much difference, I tell them to maybe look at their skin color only or the under eye only. And then sometimes your lip color is also easy thing to see. So here is pale pink, salmon pink. Tejas, do you have a preferred look? Because they are definitely doing different things,
I was gonna say,
right?
it feels like something different's happening,
Yes.
but I can't tell what's happening.
What I see is with this one, your skin is a lot more brighter. So this now comes down to certain preferred image or look that you have. So here definitely brighter. Here I am seeing a little more of the yellowness being added. You look a little more tanned. Compared to here, it's more brighter.
Yeah, you can almost like see the color reflecting onto like my cheeks.
So the step is actually more thorough than people think. So here is low saturation, here is medium saturation. So Tejas, now I would say with this, your hair looks darker, your face looks lighter, so it's creating higher contrast, which is making you look sharper. You look more defined, more charismatic. Here, you're looking more younger because your hair is looking lighter, face shape is becoming smoother.
I can tell that this is bringing more contrast into everything.
Here, lower contrast.
Yeah. Whoa, what is this?
Measuring your skin. So this is, A number is redness, B number is yellowness. So you do have more yellowness than the redness, and then brightness is 46. And then, let me see, this side. So here also brightness is 48. So you are somehow getting a little more sunlight on the left side of your face.
Okay.
It's not noticeable with human eyes, but digitalizer is picking it up. So you definitely have a lot more yellow color than red color.
Lizzie and I went through many different hues, saturations, values, patterns. I mean, this consultation was definitely in depth. And to be honest, I was shocked with how some comparisons did change my overall impression. The clearest example was with how colors affected the shadow under my jawline. A lighter color tended to make my jawline brighter, which decreased shadows, hence making me look a bit younger. The opposite was also true. Darker colors created more contrast and a sharper, more mature look. Some other comparisons were a lot more difficult to see. For me, it was 50-50. Regardless, one thing I did appreciate about Lizzie is she never just said a color looked good or was the best. It always had some sort of specific reasoning.
So instead of telling, oh, you look definitely best here, I tell you, oh, this one is making you look sharper, this one's making you look younger, softer.
And I really appreciate that one. That's like a objective, right?
Yes.
Younger, right? Instead of better.
It can feel like there's an unlimited amount of products and services out there that all claim to help fix your problems. So let's ask the question again. How are you supposed to navigate through this world of consumerism? The Chanel handbag, the Nike logo on your white shirt, the anti-wrinkle cream, the fancy pants, eye masks, Lululemon, all that jazz will make you look and feel better. That's a fact. However, the degree to how much those things are gonna look and make you feel better is what changes. And in economics, there's something called the law of diminishing marginal utility. On the x-axis, we have the number of fancy, cool items you can buy. And on the y-axis, we have units of happiness. Basically, the more you have, the more happy you are. When you're an insecure little middle school boy and your mom buys you your first pair of Nike shoes, something you've wished to have for such a long time, that's gonna make your happiness go up tremendously. But the second and third time you buy those things, you're incrementally getting less and less happy. So at some point, there's gonna be a limit to where it's not worth it to buy that next item anymore. The amount something costs is gonna become too high for the amount of happiness it'll bring you. And defining where this line is on your own personal graph is the journey you must take to escape this consumerism trap. A lot of consumerism today is driven to make you think that just buying one more item is gonna bring you this much more happiness, when in reality, it's only gonna bring you this much. Just remember, a lot of marketing today is about regulating your emotions. So the goal is to regulate them. Yeah.
So somewhere like right here.
Okay.
So you are going to be spring light leaning into spring warm.
Spring warm. So I walked into color analysis with a skeptical eye. But to be honest with you, that opinion of mine did change.
Immediate reaction?
Spring warm, baby. Spring warm. Don't look at me the same. Once I get my whole wardrobe spring warm, it's over for y'all. I'm gonna be the most attractive man in New York City.
And I am convinced that colors do play a role in how attractive you think you are. But that's not the question. The question is, was this service worth it? Color analysis lands somewhere right here for me. It did bring me happiness, and the service is legitimate. But for me, is it worth it? No. And honestly, Lizzie herself said something like this.
We have a lot of female clients come
Yeah.
because they're interested in putting on makeup, like finding
Yeah.
the right shade of lipstick.
Totally.
For men, it's a little bit limited into
Okay.
like clothing unless you like
Yeah.
bring on the colors.
Okay. And again, maybe your line of is it worth it is over here. And if so, I do highly recommend Lizzie and SecLab in New York City.
Do you believe in coincidence? I don't know, but sometimes I feel like there's a higher power that wants me to live through some lessons that just line up too perfectly. In the middle of making this docu-series, I got my heart broken. What was one of the best times that I had in a really long time slowly became one of the most anxious times because I couldn't figure out what happened. It was one of those things that felt so good, and in just 4 short days, it seemed like everything just crumbled.
Commence. Supposed to be so serious.
We're getting serious.
We're getting serious. JC's back.
We're here.
All right, but I want to make sure this doesn't feel so intense. JC, thank you.
You're so welcome. I am here again for your dating qualms.
That's crazy. Okay. Let's get into this.
The pain on your face.
Like, I'd never thought in my life that, like, I was making videos about, like, cryptocurrency 3 years ago, and, like, here we are. But I remember that night so vividly being, like, such an unlock of, because it was just a moment of growth. I always think, like, I want my videos to be, like, what would 18-year-old Tejas see, and, like, how much could he grow from just watching videos. 2 weeks ago, I remember I was watching Good Will Hunting right over here after a pretty messy week. What's up, Curly Pop? Let me tell you a story. So I called JC 2 weeks ago. Let me jump back. I'm nervous.
God, I can't.
Why? I remember I was teaching a yoga class. I get out of my class and I see a 911 text from Tejas that says, "Are you free? I need to talk," which I know is never good.
Hi.
Hi.
One time?
First 30 minutes of the call were basically going over why you had been MIA for the entire month of June, which, if I know you, means that you have fallen deeply in love with a girl.
I'm kind of like that one too.
You were describing this euphoric puppy love almost that I see where you talk about where everything is perfect and you go all in on this person and create this firework of emotion. And you were just describing how this one felt so different and you were so in love and you experienced such a depth with this person. And the thing about you is that when you meet someone, you go all in on them. I have heard you go through more depth in a relationship with a person in like 1 month than people have in 10 years because of this vortex of love that you create. I know you enough that when you get into these moments with someone, you just become absolutely obsessed with them.
Hey, everything good?
And then I remember you describing how in just 4 days, I think you were saying on Wednesday it was amazing, and then by Sunday everything kind of started to fall apart. And I could hear just this confusion in your voice of trying to understand how it could have gone from such euphoria to basically crumbling in the span of less than a week.
Why do I have to be rowing also?
Your conversation started feeling more distant and you started feeling like your body language was different and you just felt like there was this barrier between you that you couldn't really understand why it was happening. Just listening to you talk, I heard so many things of you being critical of what you did, and it was interesting to hear it from your point of view of like how much ownership you took on in the situation.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, I'll ask you one more time. Are you sure you want to do this?
I used to think that the way you were born was the way that it was.
Yes, doctor.
That your bone structure, muscle density, and skin type was all permanent.
Okay, with what you shared, there are 3 areas that we'll reconstruct today. Start with the facelift. I'll go in with an incision right over here.
Whatever deck of cards you were dealt at birth was what you had to play with for the rest of your life.
Then we will focus on your nose. I know you want a more masculine face, so we'll use an injectable right over here.
Oh, you have insecurities? Well, suck it up. The only thing you have control over is how you perceive them.
And make the point a bit sharper.
Is what we heard growing up.
And finally, I see your skin is already starting to sag under your eyes, so just a couple more injectables right over here.
But today, that's not true. Doctor, one last thing. I've been liking how my face looks with this filter. Can you make it happen? With modern technology, nothing is permanent.
Okay, that will require a chin implant. No problem. Are you ready?
If you're not happy with your looks, you can change practically anything.
I guess so, yeah.
But
this is the first day of the rest of your life.
It may come at a cost.
Today is the day, the pinnacle of scientific research. Who knew on 7:30 on a Wednesday we're going to a plastic surgery office?
Just take a sip of the coffee when you're done talking.
I don't want to script anything. See, Ken wants to have faked these videos. I don't.
It's a good way to end the scene.
Okay, I'll do it. Who knew on a 7:30 on a Wednesday? Reshoot. Who knew on a 7:30 a.m. on a Wednesday we're gonna go get plastic surgery? They make you happy again?
Dun, 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 dun.
Must ask. At what length would you recommend penile extension? It's a good question, Doc. We're gonna need the answers. We do this for you all, not me. Let's go! What is your name and what do you do?
I'm Doug STEINBRECH and I'm a board certified aesthetic plastic surgeon.
And how long have you been doing this career?
I've been doing it about 15 years. Plastic surgery just comes from a Greek plastos, is the Greek root. It just means to change. A lot of times people think plastic surgery came like the chemical plastics. It did not. It just means that we're changing something. To start out, mostly plastic surgery was reconstructive surgery, either for cancer or for a burn. A lot of facial reconstruction happened during World War I with trench warfare. All the soldiers were down in the trenches and then they put their head up and pew, the noses were flying off and things were being opened up, and we needed to do, from a reconstructive way, we needed to figure out how to put these people together. So that was way back in World War I. Along with that, aesthetics has come along because people have always been interested in looking better, feeling better. So aesthetics branched out as a specific area. I would say of all the medical processes, without a doubt, plastic surgery and even aesthetic plastic surgery is going to be the most creative.
There's an old saying, very, very old saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
We've all heard the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which implies that beauty is subjective, that it changes from person to person. This phrase, written by Margaret Hungerford back in 1878, suggested that people back then believed that beauty was influenced by their surroundings. Many argued that beauty only existed in the mind. But more and more, this view of beauty is being proven false. Since the 1970s, there's been an exponential increase in studies that show an agreement across cultures about what makes someone beautiful objectively. People everywhere are using similar criteria in their judgments. Plastic surgery is a debated topic, right, in this world. How would you evaluate the impact of the job?
We want people to feel better about themselves because it affects their confidence level, it affects how they feel, and it affects the team that they can build around them. Maybe they want to look a little bit younger. We never want to turn an 80-year-old man into a 20-year-old man. It doesn't make any sense, but maybe people want to stay a little bit younger, a little bit longer so they can do more business.
Okay, we're about to get our first, plastic surgery consultation.
People come in sometimes with very specific requests, or sometimes people come in with just a blank canvas and say,
I want to look better.
Okay.
What do I do?
Okay. Rolling?
Rolling.
Okay, do you want to start over or you're good?
That's it. I asked the question.
Okay. All right, so first of all, I asked what are you happy with and what are you not happy with? So tell me the 3 favorite parts of you that you really like.
Wow, it's a good exercise.
Yeah. I'll first talk about their goals, what they want in life. Some people can come in very specific, highly specific, with 8 different noses from 8 different movie stars. I've had several people come in with full PowerPoint presentations, telling me exactly what to do, and in many cases telling me what surgery to do. So I have to sort of put the reins on that.
I think I have a good jawline.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I don't, please tell me.
Okay.
What do I like? Wow, that's a hard question. What are things people actually like? Let me answer.
It can be it can be body.
Cheekbones?
It can be your
Oh,
abs,
body?
It can be, yeah.
I think I hide my fat well. I keep it all right here. And I feel like I don't have that much fat in my arms or legs and anything, which is good.
So the 3 things you like, we have them, I think. We have them. Now tell me the 3 things that you don't like.
Research has shown that this idea of attractiveness is somewhat hardwired in us as humans. For example, there's a study from 2000 that shows that even infants prefer attractive faces. When 2 photos were shown side by side, one judged attractive by adults and one not, newborn babies consistently spent more time staring at the more attractive face. This implies that preferences for beauty are rooted in our basic visual processing mechanisms, which are present from day 1 at birth. And this type of study has been repeated with infants across cultures, which again concludes that there is an element of objectivity within attractiveness.
Now tell me the 3 things that you don't like.
I can't flip the question back to you. Okay. I can't just ask if the goal is to just maximize my attractiveness.
Okay, then let's go from there. Okay. First of all, good palate, good looking guy, really have a good place to start. So now usually what guys are looking for is just how do we kind of turn things up and sculpt things or let's start talking about the face. Make things more structured, more definition, and also more confident. And this is what guys tell me that they are looking for.
How subjective/objective do you believe human attractiveness is?
I think it's becoming more and more subjective. It used to be classically men wanted the chiseled jaw and women wanted to be more feminine. Now there's a little bit of a middle. Now I do, with my practice, I do have a lot of dudes that want to look very strong, they want to look masculine, they want to look better for their Wall Street jobs. For our Beverly Hills office, they want to look better for their acting career. In New York, they may be a model and they want to go from inside the magazine to on the cover of the magazine. So those are the kind of things where we can take a guy who's like 8.5, if you're going to use numbers, 8.5 or 9, and make him a 10.
You're saying it's becoming more subjective. It seems like there is an objective factor.
Yeah.
If I were to ask you, like, what are the rules or like the pillars to make someone more objectively attractive?
Proportionality has a lot to do with it. We talked about the thirds, so there's the lower third of the face, the middle third, and the upper third. Sometimes people will be foreshortened in the lower third of their face. They just didn't quite grow all the way out with their jawline. You already are starting out with a really nice jawline. I think you have enough volume. If you were very narrow, then we put a jawline implant. If you had a recessed chin, then we put a chin implant. People usually want to have the chin to come out to be more balanced with the tip of the nose. So you could benefit from a small chin implant or from injectables. Why do guys want a sharper jawline? Why do they want sharper cheekbones? Some of it has to do with our American culture. A lot of it happens from these superhero movies that we've seen in the last 10, 20 years. The other thing that has shifted it are all the filters that we see with Instagram. People are now having a new level, a different level of where they need to be aesthetically, and some of it is based on filters that we see that are always going to an ideal. In fact, some people come in with their face filtered, and they want, now when people meet them at the first date, they don't look anything like their filtered face. And so they come in with their filtered face and they ask if they can look more like it. The other thing is symmetry. I happen to believe that absolute symmetry isn't as important as beauty. Julia Roberts, she's absolutely stunning, beautiful. Everyone's loved her. She has a little bit of asymmetry. It's cute, it's nice, it's pretty on her. Keep in mind, you can be very symmetrically ugly, right? So you have absolute perfect symmetry, but each feature is not very attractive.
Surprisingly, another trait that is seen as beautiful is actually facial averageness. Basically, how close someone's face resembles the majority of faces in a population. Now, this seems counterintuitive. You'd think that beauty is extraordinary. But some experimental psychologists from the University of Glasgow did a study where they took a bunch of women from different countries and combined them into one composite photo. The conclusion, the composites were deemed more attractive than any individual portrait. Evolutionary psychologist Stephen Gengstad argues that average faces are more preferred because they represent a diverse set of genes, which may result in stronger immune systems and resistance against dangerous parasites. They're associated with good health and disease-free partners. However, there are some important caveats. This doesn't mean that all attractive faces are average or that average faces are perfect.
So other things for you, if you're...
Please.
Let's go down the list.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes, how old are you now?
23.
23? Okay, so youngster. Okay. So even when people are younger guys come in and they're starting to, we want to sort of hit them in areas where they're going to start to age early. We'll clean up the neck with liposuction and what we call neck tight. That's radial frequency that tightens up the skin and brings it up. And then we'll put in a chin implant. Also, we'll do a buckle. We'll take out the baby fat right here. And then the last thing we do to complete that triple play is injectables. Injectables that wrap around the jawline and the cheekbone to give you more definition to make things pop.
So in this study, their ideas of beauty are, on the whole, the same as ours. Scientists found that people from all over the world found the same things attractive. Students from Asia, Latin America, and Europe who traveled to the United States for college were asked to look at photographs of women and rate their attractiveness. The results of the study, the mean correlation between the students' ratings of attractiveness was 0.93, meaning that there's a strong level of agreement across cultures. These judges from all over the world deemed the same features attractive. All groups gave higher ratings to women who had the following: younger looking large eyes, smaller noses, narrower faces with smaller chins, expressive/large eyebrows, larger smiles, and well-groomed hair. So yeah, maybe beauty is in fact more objective than we think. I have one last question. This one was a must ask. We thought about it at the end.
Must ask.
So it was a must ask.
All right.
We saw the website. And we saw that you have a procedure.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, we're curious, so we have to ask. What's the length for that you would recommend a penile extension?
Okay, so there are a lot of different ways to go with this. So we're talking about penile augmentation. The length or the extension can be done by a releasing of a tendon that allows you to get more length. Men have a certain degree of indoor plumbing and outdoor plumbing. Okay. So for elongating things, what you want to do is get more of the plumbing behind the wall out in front. So you can release the ligament that's actually attached to the pubic bone that can allow more of that indoor plumbing coming outdoor, and then we can back the skin back to lengthen things. This is actually, I'm fighting saying this, but this is actually the fastest growing area of the practice.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go. The more you know.
So, all right, we're gonna move to the body. So I need you to put on this, and I'll be back in 5 minutes.
What is this?
That's here.
There?
Yeah.
Do you see this?
Okay. And then you can put the robe. You can put the robe on too.
Okay. Shut. Wait, Doc, I don't know. I don't know what this is. Are you serious? Wait, I actually don't know what to do.
Yeah, one leg goes in there, one leg goes in there. And it's the same on both sides.
Okay.
So just throw your junk
Good
in
to
there.
know. All right, I'm covering this. You ready?
Are you ready?
I'm wearing it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh
my God.
All right, first, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like.
Okay.
So, yeah, this was a unique experience, to say the least.
Again, a great canvas. This is what I like. I like to see a lot of good muscle there, but I also like to see a little bit of this, a little bit of fat, a little bit of skin, because I know that these are areas that I can help you.
There's not many days where you get to learn about your body to this extent.
So what we do is a thing called body banking. We remove all the fat from this area, so you mind if I draw?
Please.
What we do is we come into linea alba.
And learn that if I wanted to become more attractive scientifically.
But then all the fat we take out here, all the fat that we take out here, we're gonna do something magical. We're gonna bring it up and we're gonna fill this upper pole volume, this entire area, so that his upper chest is gonna be popping.
There are options. Quite a few options indeed.
So we can use a bicep implant here, tricep implant, pec implant, deltoid implant, traps implant, abdominal implant.
So if there is what feels like an unlimited amount of plastic surgery one can get, at what point is it too much? At what point should we let things stay permanent?
I'm going to just show you what I generally do.
Dr. Steinbrech continued on to explain that his goal is to never take someone else's nose and copy-paste it onto a patient.
And do you think there's a such thing as too much?
Too much? Yeah.
Yeah, then how do you avoid that case?
You talk with the patient and then you say, you and I disagree on what we think aesthetically is, and it can look a little cartoonish. And then I just step away and I say, there may be somebody else that may do it for you.
Oh, wow.
You and I disagree on aesthetically.
He doesn't want to have anyone ever get to a place where their kids wouldn't recognize them. The best way he summarized it all is how can he make a patient become the celebrity version of themselves.
It is a useful, practical procedure.
Before coming into this practice today, I was quick to judge everything. The only thing I felt like I heard about plastic surgery growing up was the extreme botched examples I saw on the news. And I found myself wanting to hate on this practice. The plastic in plastic surgery simply means to change. It's the to change surgery. So to summarize the whole thing as one big no-no feels ignorant.
Dude, there's a little red button on there for if you want to just press that.
The thing I didn't consider is how Dr. Steinbrech justifies his impact. If a responsible amount of plastic surgery helps someone score another sale in a boardroom, helps a model become the front page star, and in general makes someone feel less insecure, isn't that a good thing? Now, I'm grateful and fortunate that I'm someone who doesn't feel the need to get any of this done anytime soon. Give me a couple years in the gym and I'll show those implants who's boss.
Like, I'm glad, like, this is an experience that not many people will ever get. And, like, one part of me is just, like, grateful that, first of all, Dr. Steinbrech, like, what an amazing, just informative person. Yeah, my viewpoint on plastic surgery is changing.
It was at this moment in this 8-month-long journey that I found myself tethered to a word that I mentioned earlier. Insecure. Insecurities. In the midst of this external pursuit to becoming more attractive, I realized that there was a subconscious internal journey as well. One that forced me to confront some vulnerable truths that I've long avoided.
So after like 90 minutes of talking, and I started to feel good, but what were some of the biggest takeaways that you felt like we went through in those 90 minutes? Because I felt like that was such a revealing conversation for me.
Basically, I saw this pattern starting to come up in your relationships. Even though you're this more confident version of yourself now, there was a version of you 3 years ago that was feeling more insecure and wasn't as confident in your ability to have a relationship with someone else. And then when you have a relationship now, even though you are this more confident version, there's some part of you that thinks if a girl checks like any of your boxes, then you need to just go all in and sacrifice all of your values in order to make it work. I was reading about this concept in psychology called scarcity mindset, and I saw that come into play a lot in the stories that you were telling me, because I could just see how badly you wanted this relationship to work out, that you were grasping, that you were kind of had these rose-colored glasses on where you were looking at the relationship and you were leaving the red flags aside and just doing anything to make it work. If you love yourself 10% and then this person comes along and they love you 20%, if you're in that mindset of lack of self-worth, you're gonna be like, wow, this person loves me so much. But if you love yourself 100% and that same person came and loved you 20%, you'd be like, where's the other 80%? Like, if this person's gonna come into my life, they better add to my life. It should be 1 + 1 = 3. It shouldn't be 1 + 1 = 2.
Man, how did you do that?
And if you have this mindset, I love myself so much that anyone that comes into my life is gonna elevate it, that's when you find a good fit.
Hi, nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too.
So tell me about yourself.
Yeah, sorry. I guess
certain questions in our life are designed to have a wide spectrum of answers. In fact, most questions do.
I guess I was born in Chicago.
And when someone is trying to get to know you, these are the best types of questions to ask. Why? Well, the direction of your answer says a lot.
And then 2 years ago, I moved to New York City.
Is your answer revealing confidence? Or are you coming across nervous?
Feels like
Are you ignorant or funny? Are you ambitious, boring, adventurous, creative, cultured, loyal, vulnerable, philosophical? Overall, is what you're saying coming across attractive?
What else do you say?
Well, I don't know. I just. What do you like to do? Like I don't need
In this docu-series so far, we explore why being attractive may be more important than you think.
Humans have cared about beauty ever since our species has existed. It's actually what's helped us survive.
If you had to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and how attractive you think you are, what would you say?
There's a lot of social aspects into this, right? Because the way that somebody looks at you determines like what they think of you.
Then we asked, where do we go to become more attractive? Well, we don't have to go far.
How are you supposed to navigate through this world of consumerism? And defining where this line is on your own personal graph is the journey you must take to escape this consumerism trap.
And finally, we asked, what's the most extreme version of this journey?
We're about to get our first, plastic surgery consultation.
We'll clean up the neck with liposuction and what we call neck tight. We're gonna move to the body, so I need you to put on this. So that's body making.
Wow, a lot there.
Yeah, and you're actually a good candidate.
Yeah.
Now, if you're interested in biceps.
And actually, that's where this whole docu-series was supposed to end. I went on this journey to understand physical attractiveness, my own, how it's impacted me growing up, and how it's playing out today. But when I think about that original question, why I started this journey in the first place, how to become more attractive scientifically, the answer still felt a bit incomplete.
I don't know what you're doing.
Your physical attractiveness matters. It's to establish a great first impression. But how much of your attractiveness is determined outside of how you look? Spoiler, it's a lot. No one ever asks the question how to best prepare for a second date. And I was stuck on this until one day I met Dr. Thomas SMITHYMAN.
Come take a seat. Dr. Thomas.
Dr. T is a PhD level clinical psychologist with over 20 years of experience helping people overcome social anxiety. He even has his best-selling book, Dating Without Fear, which by now, in this docuseries, you all know and can imagine, very applicable to me. But today, after tricking him into giving me countless free therapy sessions, I can attest that if there's someone that understands the psychology behind attractiveness, it's him.
Attraction is, to a certain extent, in the eye of the beholder, but as well as that, there are certain traits that are just generally more attractive. I can encapsulate most of those into 3 really important ones that everybody can take advantage of to become as attractive as possible.
So instead of just sitting down and explaining these 3 traits that can make anyone more attractive, we thought that the better way would be to make a makeshift dating show. There we go, there we go. Behind me, I have 3 judges, these 3 beautiful ladies. And also in a back room, I have these 3 contestants who are completely unaware of what is about to happen.
I peed in your bed yesterday.
I beat you bad yesterday.
Peed.
I peed. I peed in your bed yesterday.
The contestants are going to compete against each other in a series of 3 tests, all putting their communication skills to work. Our judges will then rank their answers from most attractive, which will get 5 points, to least attractive, which will only get 1. The whole goal of this experiment is to test how attractive someone is non-physically, and in order to do so,
The judges and contestants can't see each other until the very end.
there's actually a lot more to attractiveness than what you can see with your own eyes.
All right, contestant 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you think you are?
A 7.2.
Why?
Physical looks isn't everything, and personality I feel like could carry a lot, so.
All right, contestant number 2, what would you say?
8.1.
Why 8.1?
Because 8's my favorite number, and I think it's best to pick an odd decimal point.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I'm a 6.5. Over the last 5 months, I've gotten a little fat, and it's getting to my head, and it just, I think I have 8, 9 potential, but I'm definitely just sliding off a cliff. So 6.5 for right now.
How would you describe your personality?
How would I describe my personality? I think I'm just a general, just nice guy. I try to just make people happy, throw a few jokes in there every once in a while.
I would describe it as playful. And what else?
I would describe my personality as underwhelming throughout the day, but I have little bursts of excitement.
And what do you know about the run of the show today?
There's supposed to be a number of girls that are supposed to be, I guess we're wooing them or something, I don't know.
I know nothing. I feel like we're gonna be interrogated about our skills around dating.
So far, I know nothing about this show other than that there are women here, and my girlfriend will be mad that I'm near women, and so I'm not gonna have a good day whenever this video comes out. I think I will sleep on the couch for a couple days afterwards, but we will bounce back because we always do.
Now, the following questions may seem simple at first glance, but we've spent a couple calls trying to figure out what are the best questions to put them through. Welcome, contestants. We're going to commence test number 1.
So the first question was, tell me a little about yourself. And we picked this because, one, it's what a date looks like. You are going to have to answer this question and tell people about yourselves. We're going to look at things like how much they self-disclose, openness, honesty, and we're also looking for self-fidelity, which is in fact the first of these important objective measures of attractiveness.
Contestant number 1, tell me about yourself.
Hello, Judge. My name is, or should I do names? My name's Colt. I'm just a guy living out here in New York City, chasing his dreams to become great one day. And I live life just trying to have fun, make good memories, and that's my spiel.
Okay, polite, pleasant, focused on his future. I just want more.
Ready, contestant 2?
Ready.
Judges, take it away.
Contestant number 2, tell me about yourself.
Tell me about myself. I am, I was born in the United States and I grew up in California. I like hamburgers and I grew up swimming, but now I lift weights and I like to run from my problems. And I also like running, and that's pretty much me.
Okay. Warm voice tone, friendly, a bit of a joke. He revealed things, but it was just the surface level. I want him to really own who he is and show us who he is so that we have something to connect to.
Are you ready, contestant number 3?
Yes.
Judges, take it away.
Contestant number 3, tell me about yourself.
I'm a handsome young man, good height, average body, but strong. Could carry you and a team, a good unit. I am the owner of a small media company. I'm the sole proprietor, CEO. Year to date, our income is up 500%. The prior year, we did not do very well, but this year we are doing well. Moderately athletic to some. Shoe size 12. I think those are the important details.
Yeah, so here's our problem with that. So I'm gonna start off, let's start off with the good stuff. Humorous, playful. On the self-fidelity front, we don't know who he is. All we got was descriptions of physical traits, basically. Physical traits and some business achievement. There's nothing to connect to there yet.
Judge number 1, please tell us your rankings from 3rd place to 1st place.
Okay, well, 3rd place, I'm gonna do contestant number 3. I mean, for pros, I said that you're an entrepreneur and you sound confident, but you did mention your shoe size and height, which I don't know if you're being honest. So I put that down as a con, and I did say you sound a little bland and weak. For 2nd place, I gave contestant number 2. You didn't share your name, but a pro is that you like hamburgers. You sound positive. You're from California. The cons are that you lift weights, you run, and you didn't share your name. The winner for me is contestant number 1, Colt, because you actually gave us your name. You talked about just kind of wanting to have a good time, and you have a good voice.
3rd place, I gave to contestant number 1. It was just like very quick, and I wrote down, I got nothing from that. I don't even know what happened. I did write down a pro, like you chase your dreams, which is very sweet. For 2nd place, I gave contestant number 2. I wrote down seems like a bro, like you lift weights. I'm not super into it, but like good for you, I guess. And the winner, 1st place, is gonna be number 3. I thought you were hilarious. I laughed at, you could carry me. I was like, that's funny. I love like a joke. I did write that you kind of care too much about money. I genuinely don't care about the money you make at your company, but thanks for like sharing, I guess.
And judge number 3, please tell us your rankings from 3rd place to 1st place and why.
I put number 3 in 3rd place. I I think you have a really nice voice, but I don't like how you only really talked, or like you led with your accomplishments. It seemed kind of braggy. I put for second place contestant number 1. I think you seem ambitious and earnest and like kind-hearted. And then for first place, I gave it to contestant number 2. I thought you were really funny and like relatable.
Congratulations, contestant number 2. You're in the lead. The rest of you need to kind of step it up, but all right.
There's so many traits that make someone attractive. Like, why do you think this is an objective trait? Like, one of the 3.
Self-fidelity is faithfulness to the self. It means knowing who you are and then owning it. We want to know who somebody is and believe that we know who they are so that we can rely upon them. And if we don't, then we can't relax around them.
All right, boys, I'm curious. Thoughts after test 1?
Came off guard a little bit. I didn't know what to expect and what the rules were fully. I kind of forgot them.
But you're in the lead.
I am, so I don't know how I did that.
Second place, how you feeling?
Dude, I screwed up. I feel like I was just like a man of mystery, didn't say anything, and Velko ended up being last, which sucks, but everybody was like laughing at him. Even you were laughing. I was like, oh shoot, mine was so bad.
And number 3 here, contestant number 3, and in third place. How you feeling?
I feel horrible. I'm stress eating. I mean, I know they're judges, but I felt like they were too judgy and they were a little harsh. I'm very down. A little thirsty, very hungry. My life's falling apart.
So test 2 ended up being quite a creative test. Why did we format it in the way we did?
Yeah, this was designed to get at what, in my experience, is what people complain about the most when they have bad dates. We are going to test for curiosity and presence.
Each one of our judges has written a 2-minute story from their past with 2 really awkward 10-second breaks in between them. And the hope is that the contestant will recognize this is where they should have a follow-up question. How conversational will they be? Judges, you will rank how attractive their follow-up questions are. Let's go get them. There is one other twist. Contestants, are you ready? For this test, we're gonna have you guys come in one at a time.
Ooh, I don't have my brothers to help me out.
We're gonna have the winner of round number 1 go first.
Oh, no.
Here you go.
Good luck, Jared. He's out there for you, man.
Please stand right over here. Contestant number 2. You ready?
I'm ready.
You know what to do?
No.
Perfect. What? Judge number 1, go ahead.
So I consider myself pretty grounded, but that all changed on June 13th. There's really nothing special about that Thursday. It was a typical New York summer evening. My dog, Martin, needed to go out one more time, but when I was going downstairs, things took a turn. On a 5th step from the bottom, my foot slips and I fall forward. Upon impact, the pain was apparent. Thankfully, I had my phone and could call my brother.
Immediately, right? Facial reaction response to what he's hearing. He is processing it and reflecting it. So it's impacting him.
It's dangling, I screamed. He says we need to go to the hospital and I sobbed, I can't.
I'm so sorry. Am I allowed to talk? Yeah, how are you doing today?
Oh, I mean, yeah, broken leg, but.
Still, it hasn't fully recovered?
No.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that. How's your dog doing?
Oh my God, thanks for asking. He's a little traumatized, I'm not gonna lie.
He's killing it so far. He was listening, he was reactive, and he responded in a way that was clearly both curious, asking like really appropriate follow-up questions, and also showing that he was like kind and altruistic. He cared both about her and the dog.
En route to the hospital, my brother is trying to keep things light. He asked the paramedic how bad she thinks it is. What are the chances of it actually being broken? Or is it just a bad sprain? We finally arrive at New York's hottest club, Bellevue Hospital. They finally give me Tylenol because I can't have anything else until the doctor sees me. The The pain is so excruciating.
So I don't know what happened here. Like, I'm just imagining this on a date. He's doing great, and then like the second half of the story, he's just like, I'm just not going to respond. Tip, listen to the second half of the story. I think really that's the key for this one.
I hope you were paying attention. If you get this question correct, you get an additional 3 points. Go ahead.
What hospital did I go to?
It starts with a B. You said it's a big party place. I want to say Belheim. I forget. Bell something.
Judge, it's up to you if you believe that answer is satisfactory or not.
I'll take it.
Congratulations, contestant number 2. You got 3 additional bonus points. The judges have written down some notes, and we'll see how you fared.
SHERVIN did a great job there. He was present, he was reactive, asked good follow-up questions when he chose to engage in asking follow-up questions.
At what point did you catch on, or did you realize what you had to do?
I think she was like throwing random details, so I was like, okay. I thought she was gonna ask the name of her dog. And I was like, I forgot that one. So thank God she didn't ask that.
Contestant number 1, you are next.
Dang, dude, SHERVIN looks genuinely upset. I'm scared now. Why are these girls so mean, bro? These girls are so judgy.
Alrighty. You know what to do?
I do not.
Perfect. Judge number 2, go ahead.
My best friend and I backpacked Europe last summer. We both had been dumped for the first time, so we did what any heartbroken girlie would do. We bought a one-way ticket. We had no plans after our first stop. We pretty much just went wherever we could get to the cheapest.
I'm gonna point this out. They can't see this because of the screen, but he's doing minimal encourages, which are where he's like, you know, you do these little nods or you show these little facial reactions that you're listening like you're doing now, and it's showing you are really present and focused on them.
I was fully working remote and exaggerated the truth just a bit. They thought I was at my family's home in Italy, while I was actually at Airbnbs, hostels, and sometimes the airport floor.
Do I comment on that? Oh, well, I'm sorry you got dumped, but you know, in life things are meant to be. So if they're not the person for you, then I think greater things are meant for you. And I do love adventures, kind of very similar to my life, just kind of taking risks and seeing what happens. And life's too short to not go to Italy and explore the world. So
he's doing what I think a lot of people accidentally do. He was listening and paying attention. And when it got to the point of asking a follow-up question, he acknowledged what he'd heard and then he started talking about his own perspective on it.
He does go on and it almost like disregards what they just said.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. He was like, it was an acknowledgement of like, oh, I heard this, but hey, that's fine. Here's my perspective. Someone telling you a story, ask them at least 1 or 2 follow-ups before you share your position or a story of your own.
And I've actually, traveled Europe for free, basically, for about a week. And it was actually terrible because you're just straight up homeless. But that's what life's about, you know? Taking chances and finding love.
We decided to go out, as girls do, to the local watering hole. We quickly noticed the girl-to-guy ratio was different from our last stop. Lots of guys, not too many girls. We didn't think much of it. When we started to meet and talk to different guys, they asked us the same question. Are you here for the race?
The race. What race? If I was a guy in that situation, I would probably ask you the very exact same question. And based off your answer, I'd probably kind of read context clues, whether you're bored or not, of the same exact question being answered.
Day of the race, my bestie and I buy a bottle of rosé and hop on the train to Monaco. I see a guy walking with purpose, so I ask him, you know, how do we get to see this race? He also looks at me like I'm crazy and is like, what are you doing here? You don't have a ticket. So from that point forward, we followed this man into a place called Nikki Beach. He snuck us through the back door. We had the whole view of the Formula One race in Monaco. We had the best time, and then we just went home and just slept. And then the following Tuesday, I got nominated for the Employee of the Month.
Okay, I hope you were paying attention. If you get this question right, you get an additional 3 points.
What is the name of the beach bar that I saw or went to?
I'm gonna disappoint you. I was trying to come up with something clever and be like, oh, that guy that you met was actually me. And that was my beach bar
Okay.
that I don't know the name to. And then I got distracted because I'm thinking like, ooh, Monaco, is that like F1 racing?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And then I started thinking about cars and stuff, so.
Part of the reason like presence and curiosity are so attractive is it makes the other person feel important. The person that's investing in you, they actually care about you on some level, which is really, really important.
Like there is not a better feeling in the world when you're telling someone something and you know they're listening to you and like they're basically prioritizing you over anything else that they could be doing in that moment.
That is basically as attractive as it gets.
Whatever you do, just do it with 100% intentionality. So if I'm here in this moment, if we're on camera or off camera, it's like, I'm here with you. There's nothing else that needs to matter right now.
And I will say, on the receiving end, you feel it. Like I can feel that around you. And there is research, by the way, that having the phone around, people's attention gets pulled away and the conversations just don't go as deep.
Dang it. What did I do? What didn't I do? It's so confusing. Like, it's like half sentences. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to role play or something. I have no idea.
One thing that was interesting with this response specifically is like he acknowledged and he owned up to the fact that he didn't know. He's like, I'm so sorry. I was thinking about this, like very, almost like a fourth wall break. He's like, this is what I was thinking about. I don't know the name of the beach. And he actually ends it with another detail of her story being like, congrats on Employee of the Month.
That's that self-fidelity. That's that honesty. Like he was owning, I didn't do that. Here's what I was doing instead, and he apologized.
Yeah.
Like if we do screw up, which we do constantly, people vastly prefer it if we're honest about it. The flip side of that, right, is where you make excuses, justifications, you deny wrongdoing, and people really don't like that.
All right, our underdog of the evening. Contestant number 3.
Get it, bro.
Follow me.
I have no fear.
Put that mic close
Let's
to your
go.
face.
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
I'm ready, baby.
Go, whoa, whoa, chill. Jesus Christ.
I just need to get hyped up.
Contestant, please stand in front of this camera. In front of you, you have our underdog of the evening, contestant number 3. You know what to do?
I know what to do.
Judge number 3, go ahead.
So this is an old one, but I had just graduated 8th grade. It was the summer right before high school. I was walking home from summer camp, which is only about 20 minutes away. I lived in the neighborhood, and I was crossing through this strip mall parking lot. So it's my normal route. I wasn't, diverting or doing anything differently. And a minivan comes up to me. A man rolls down his window and says, "Do you know where I can see Slumdog Millionaire?"
Interesting. He appears to be listening, but reacting in a very discouraging way to the story. Wouldn't encourage that.
I tell him where there's a Blockbuster in the strip mall and that he can rent it from there. But he seemed uninterested in that, so I'm like, bro is weird, something is off.
It's funny to see his facial reactions and what was the term you used when Colt would go?
Yeah, minimal encourages.
Minimal encourages? He's minimally
discouraged. I think he's invented a new social skill called minimal discourages. Yeah, and he's like shooting down the person's story as we go. Yeah.
We were near a very busy street, so I think that's kind of what stopped him from possibly getting out of the car and grabbing me.
Do you have any follow-up questions?
Were we having a conversation?
You're listening to a story.
I genuinely think my brain can't hold that much data.
This is so many words.
I mean,
do we need a breakdown of how that went?
I think this is a perfect example of self-fidelity.
Go on.
He owned up to it.
Yeah, although I would disagree. He said, "Oh, I can't hold that much information." That's he can definitely hold that much information.
Yeah.
Like as humans, we're made to follow story and to learn through story. He can hold that information. I think at some point he must have stopped processing the story, and he went off into something else. It's a nice contrast, right? Because I think the same thing happened with COLT, and COLT owned it.
Okay, I hope you were paying attention. Yes. If you get this following question right, you get an additional 3 points.
What year was this story taking place in?
Well, you said you saw the movie in 2008, but I think you said you were in 8th grade. Oh, I'm gonna have to deduce here. I'm gonna go like 2012.
Yes.
All right.
This guy, as well as being humorous, he's clearly very intelligent. In this case, using his intelligence to try to, recover from having no curiosity or real presence expressed.
I wonder what he was thinking about in that long hole.
Yeah, I wondered too.
Velko, when you watch this, please comment below. What were you thinking?
What was going on? What was going through your head?
Yeah.
What's going through your head?
I don't feel good. I think they like me. I always thought I was a good listener, but I had no idea what the hell she was talking about.
You said, I don't think my brain could hold that much data.
Dog, she talked for like 4 minutes.
Good job, contestants, on test number 2. If you couldn't tell, we were testing your listening, presence, and curiosity. We're gonna start with judge number 1.
So the person that I put in 3rd place, this is no surprise. It's contestant number 3. Felt like you weren't really present in the conversation. 2nd place, I gave to number 2. You heard my story and you were extremely attentive. You asked about my dog. And then in 1st place goes to COLT. I put you like taking chances, you're comfortable, mindful, and witty.
Judge number 2, go ahead.
So last place is going to be contestant number 3. You really put your foot in your mouth when you got here and you were like, yeah, I know what to do, so cocky. And then you had no idea what to do. You just lied. I feel like you didn't even give to the conversation. You actually took. I might have lost some brain cells a little bit. Not to roast you. I was honestly cheering you on the last one, so I was a little disappointed. But moving on to number 2. 2nd place, I ranked contestant number 2. I wrote you're a great listener, cares about her and her dog, and you seem very genuine. And then 1st place was number 1, you're an angel. I had wanted to wipe my tears when you were coaching me through my little breakup. I wrote down very sweet. My con was you got distracted with boy stuff, which is normal, but kind of started thinking about, F1, which I get it, but that was the only con I had. You're very sweet.
Judge number 3, go ahead.
Okay, so I put in 3rd place contestant number 3. I'm sorry to do this to you, but yeah, you coming in all cocky and stuff. I think the bragging bit is getting old, and so maybe you should kill that. But you did remember the year, which is nice, and I like that you use the word deduce. I use that word often, so. 2nd place, I put in number 1. Now you were very sweet. You make really good conversation. But I think that some points you were trying to come up with your answers or not actively listening fully. And then for 1st place, I did number 2. You are still my 1st place, winner. I really liked how you remembered her dog. It felt that you genuinely were interested in the story. You asked even why she was telling this story, which no one has asked us what the hell, why are you telling this story?
Honestly, the only person I'm going to give a 20-word thing, if you do want to say anything, is contestant number 3 here.
No, I
needs it.
yeah.
I honestly don't want to hear from him,
I was
but he needs
rooting
it.
for him, to be honest.
Sorry.
I believe in you.
Whoever believes in me, thank you.
She didn't believe in you a second ago, so.
I think I may come off as confident because it's something I don't have in my ordinary life. I lack confidence, and I try to make up for it. I haven't lied to you about anything. I just try to give you details through this screen that I think you might care for, but that was me coming in with my own, I don't want to say prejudice, but my own assumptions about you. I know we're here being judged based on trivial answers at times, but I think the totality of myself is okay. It's not amazing, but...
Oh, you're okay. Yeah, you're okay. I think
But
you're fine.
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
about 20 words. At the end of test 2, we have contestant 2 in first place with 25 points. Contestant 1 with 22 points. And and contestant number 3 with 13 points. Let's take him to the back room for the final test. Explain to me why we crafted test 3 in the way we did.
Yes, we wanted for test 3 to have what felt more like a real life date. So where they're interacting back and forth with each other. You can see how somebody responds. It's going to reveal a lot of different traits that matter for attraction, but we're going to specifically be looking at warmth, which is the third of those really important criteria.
For the final test, the ball is in your court. You have a date sitting right across this curtain from you, and you have 3 minutes. The goal? To have a better 3-minute date than the other contestants. Start the timer.
Tell me about yourself. What's your name?
I'm Alexis.
Alexis, nice to meet you.
And you didn't actually tell me your name, so
Yeah, I
what's
thought
your
we were
name?
supposed to keep it a secret, but my name is SHERVIN.
Okay, SHERVIN.
But I go by Steven at Starbucks.
So, wait. That's hilarious, actually. So you got anything else?
I have a last name too. What about you?
I do as well.
Yeah?
It's French. Some people find it hard to pronounce.
I mean, he's doing great. He is warm, his voice tone is warm. He's expressing a lot of curiosity, he's clearly listening, and he's picking up on what matters with his follow-up questions.
What other languages other than English and French?
Well, I don't speak Creole. My family is from Haiti, so
Okay.
they all speak Creole and French, and my dad speaks a little German, a little bit of Spanish, all, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And how many of those do you understand?
I can understand Creole pretty well.
I will say, if we had to be nitpicky, you know, it's right now, how many languages, what exact languages, how much do you know each, you know, that's very detail oriented. We want to find depth, right? We don't want to be just like information, right? We want to get more like to kind of like emotional topics if we can.
Please don't test me on my French.
And were you born in America?
Yeah, I was born in Chicago, actually.
And what do you think were like some of the biggest cultural challenges you had being raised by parents who maybe grew up in like a different culture and world?
Yeah, my dad.
So here we went deep, right? This was like, we went from just, you know, it made sense because it was from languages to culture.
Yeah, you could tell by the reaction of the girls too. They were like, whoa.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard. I went to like, you know, private schools. They tried to really immerse me.
Yeah.
What about you? Like, is education really important to your family?
Yeah, it's pretty much education or die.
Yeah, right. Is there like a thing that all of your, you know, like family members aspire to be, like a doctor or a lawyer or something
Yeah,
like that?
you have like 4 options. You can either be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or a disappointment.
Oh my God, that's same.
Yeah.
That's literally like bar for bar. That's exactly my family.
Which one did you get? Which bucket are you in?
Disappointment, unfortunately.
Me too.
Oh my God,
yeah.
it's Kismet.
So you could see there, right? He made a joke, very playful, but also they found similarity. You could see when they were in sync like that and in similarity, they were both laughing together.
Yeah.
Like if you look at research into attraction, laughing together is one of the best predictors if this is going well.
So you're from California, right?
Yeah, I was born there.
Okay. How was it moving here? When did you move here, actually?
It was great. I like California and it has like really temperate weather, but I love the hustle and bustle and the chaos of New York.
Yeah.
I moved here because of serendipity.
Oh, sick,
What about
yeah.
you?
I moved here for my master's in fashion management, and my sister went to Columbia for film, so I was like, I'm gonna follow my older sister.
And what's your favorite thing about your sister and one favorite thing about your dad?
They're so intelligent. They inspire me to like really immerse myself and try to be more curious in life. So I think that's the most, my favorite things about them, both
Intelligence
actually.
and curiosity. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it was great hanging out with you.
It's great hanging out with you too.
Yeah.
If you had to critique him in some way, what would you say? I actually have one in mind. I'm curious if you.
Well, let's hear yours.
No, you go first.
No, come on, you can't be dropping these secrets. Let's hear
Okay,
it.
fair. Up until the very end, I feel like he didn't say much about himself. Like if we look at the depth that each person went into the date, I think she talked and like got deeper. He kept asking questions, but almost the opposite problem to what COLT did.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, because I think that about him too. It's warm, very curious, very good with the follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Lots of questions, but I think he leans on that and less onto that self-disclosure.
Give you this. Thank you. Please take a seat.
Oh, man.
For test number 3, the ball is in your court. And your goal, to have a better 3-minute date than the other contestants. You are down 3 points right now in the competition. Good luck.
Hello, miss. What brings you here today?
Yeah, I mean, just this, I guess.
Well, thank you for coming on a date with me. I was really interested in you and getting to know you more. And with that, what is your name?
Oh, my name's Beverly, but you can call me Bev.
Bev, I love that. It's such a great name. Do you like wine?
I love wine.
Well, it's crazy because we got wine in front of us now.
I know. Should we cheers?
Cheers. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Chink.
So I will say that, that's kind of cute, right? Like this is flirtation.
How would you define flirtation?
The real definition of like flirtation is, it's 2 parts. So one part is having basically attractive traits, physical, personality. The second part is suggesting, hinting that you are interested in investing that into the other person. And that there's a mixed message there, right? You're not making it super obvious, but you have the person thinking, oh, maybe this person likes me.
Ooh. I think in relationships, it's good to have some contrast. I would say I'm not really a wine guy myself.
Okay.
But that means more for you,
I mean, yeah, I can't complain. What are you then? What kind of guy are you?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'd say right now, my relationship with alcohol, for example, is I'll just wait for when it's time to show up, and a couple times a year I'll show up and go hard.
Okay.
And just kind of have fun. But trying to figure out if that's the right method. Anyways, what do you like to do? What's fun for you?
Ooh, I mean, let's see. I have a dog.
Dog person, cat person?
Dog person.
Oh, 100%.
But I don't discriminate against cats. I just think that it's it's a little bit different. I'm definitely a dog person.
Same page.
How about you?
Born and raised in New York, now
Okay.
living in the city. I come from kind of like a farm area, woods, outdoors. And I actually thought I would end up in California, just kind of more my vibe, I believe. But I've kind of found my little posse in New York City. So I'm gonna be here for
Wait.
the foreseeable future.
That's cute.
And yeah. Do you, kind of odd question, but do you like Legos?
Yeah, I like Legos.
Well, I'm a huge Lego fan. So if you want to
You want a
build
Lego?
set together.
Should we Lego?
Oh, should we Lego?
You want a Lego?
Lego.
2 seconds. I'll Lego. Anyways, we should probably order some food, no?
I do like that he's really buying the setup to this. But still, it was like, okay, quick dip into Lego, but then we didn't get deep into
Like
it.
if you followed up with why Legos mean so much to him.
Yeah, well,
been better.
she said she loved Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'm pretty Moorish. What do you suggest?
Do you have any dietary restrictions?
Nah, nothing that a couple Benadryls can't fix.
Gotcha. No, are you vegetarian?
Oh, goodness, no.
Oh my God, I'm falling in love more and more.
Oh my God, stop, Cole.
And that was a very flirtatious giggle in response to his flirtatious comments.
You know, right now what we should do, I'm gonna insert a clip here of Colt. Colt, you have a minute on this episode to just say your love to KRISA.
I'm shirtless right now. Please ignore the attractiveness out here. Yes, I wear a promise ring every single day. I love my girlfriend so much. All of this is, you know, acting, and yeah, I was just trying to test out my Riz. You know, I've only had 2 girlfriends in my life, so my Riz is just so good, bro. I'm just bam, locked in. So
that's not the point of this video.
What am I supposed to say?
Your love for KARIZA.
Oh, I love you, KRISA. I'm gonna marry you. I am gonna marry KRISA, so just know that. And if I flirt with any girl, which I don't, if it's on video, it's usually because I'm acting.
Oh my God, stop, Cole.
Well, it's been great getting to know you, and I really hope we can build some Legos together.
Oh my God, same.
Contestant number 3. Contestant number 3, I'm gonna do something different that I didn't do with the other 2 guys.
Can I have a swig of this?
Yeah, exactly. Take a quick swig. How are you feeling?
I mean, I think I came in a little too hot, and I don't think I've represented myself well.
Interesting.
In that room, I've just been reflecting a lot. Just a lot of strong emotions, sadness, honestly. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
And I think the last couple months, I've just been questioning like my identity and who I am as a person. And this, honestly, I thought was going to be like a fun experience, but it's crushed me a little bit. Like, and I think I use humor to deflect sometimes, but there is a large layer of truth, like a thick layer of truth, of how much this has affected me.
We'll unpack that a little later.
Okay.
But right now, for test number 3, the ball is in your court.
I will say one of his challenges is having been kind of like humorous and like kind of veering into the arrogant versus humble side. People like don't know whether to trust that, you know, because like it's like what we're getting at here is that trustworthiness. Is he showing trustworthiness or
Is
not?
this a bit?
Or is it a bit? Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, I guess I haven't shared my name yet. My name is Velko. What is your name?
My name is KRISTIE. So
KRISTIE.
lovely to meet you.
KRISTIE, you have a wonderful voice. It's like, it's bright.
Oh, thank you. Wait, I just have to say that you were my number 1 in the first round, so like don't get down on yourself. You know? You're gonna be okay.
No, I really appreciate that. And like I said, we are in a dark room, and it has been a challenging few months.
Yeah.
So even just hearing your voice right now, it's a bright and happy voice.
You're
And
sweet.
I came in here hot and
Hey.
confident and all this stuff, and I kind of regret it now, but I'm happy that it's led to this moment, to having this conversation with you, and just hearing your voice makes it all a little bit better.
You're good. I actually thought you were really funny in the first round. I was like, he's hilarious. Like I like loved you. I was like, it's great. He's so funny. So you're good, you know?
Thank you. You have cheered me up. Let's talk about you.
Let's do
What do you do for work? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I've told you about me a little
Yeah, let's run it with my story. I'm from Florida, but I lived in LA for almost 6 years. I worked in fashion historically, and now I work in beauty.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's kind of it. How about you?
I'm just gonna ask you a follow-up question
Yeah,
on that.
Look at that. I was gonna say, like, you know, she hit a bunch of information. She tried to move it immediately into, and what about you? Give me information. He's like, no, wait. Like, I want to do follow-up. I want to get to know more about that.
So is that where your heart lies, fashion and beauty? Like, is that one of your passions? Is that something you want to pursue long-term?
Honestly, no. I'm actually extremely burnt out from the entire. I feel like beauty's fine, but fashion industry, no. I kind of just want to be like maybe a housewife or like have like a little side passion, but I'm not interested in grinding any longer.
But it's good that you've learned from these experiences, and now it's kind of changed the direction you want to go in.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you the type of person who wants to have a family? Because you said housewife. Is that something that's a big priority? Because I think, especially in the dating world, we all have certain things that are core pillars, and a lot of people want to be moms, and I think that's one of the greatest things in the world to be.
Yeah, definitely. My mom is my best friend. I would love to be blessed enough to have kids eventually, not in for a couple years, hopefully. I'm definitely like a family girl, I would say.
Yeah, I think families, it's huge, it's everything. I wanted to say once again, like, you do seem like I've had a harsh time here, but you have said kind things, and I feel like you're a person who would be very supportive, like an uplifting parent. And that's huge. Like, that is something, a kid needs to be able to believe that they can achieve any of their dreams, and they need somebody in their corner, so that's an amazing quality.
Yeah, where are you from though? I need to know more about you.
I was born in Europe,
Whoa.
spent some time in Chicago, and now I've been living here just trying to make something of my life.
10 seconds remaining. When did you come here?
I was very young, but we only have 10 seconds. Thank you for talking to me. You seem like a good human.
Aw.
Good chat.
Yeah, you redeemed yourself. It was lovely talking to you as well.
Thank you, contestant number 3.
Okay, so she liked it.
Yeah.
She liked it. And
It was a redemption.
It was a redemption. That was, I mean, compared to what we saw before, this was, basically a drop of all of that. Yeah, he revealed about himself, she revealed about herself, and they both complemented each other.
Compliments, vulnerability, depth.
Yeah.
It's a great trifecta in a date.
Yeah.
What a day. Judges, for one final time, we're gonna go through the scores. Who you rated least attractive on a date to most attractive on a date.
Okay, so for third place, I put Velko, or how do you say your name? but I do think that you have a lot of redeeming qualities, and I'm really sorry if we were harsh. You seem extremely sweet, and keep your head up. You felt a little too dominant, like you're really trying to like guide the conversation a little too much. It seemed a little abrasive, and it seems like you need a little bit too much like coddling. For me.
I didn't feel that way.
I didn't either.
All right.
Second place, I gave to SHERVIN, aka Steve. You asked some great questions, which was showing that you were extremely attentive. You wanted to get to know my fellow judge. You asked her about her culture and the differences, which I think is super important. The only thing I would say that was a con for you, it seemed like too much like you were volleying like questions. And then obviously we know who won in my book. Colt, you're a babe. Sober curious, I thought you were playful, polite, respectful, and complimentary. And the only other con was that you sat a little too much in the awkward silences, and I think you could have had a little bit more fun.
Okay, I'm gonna start with third place, which I gave to contestant number 1, I think is Colt. He was so sweet, like I feel like you have warm energy. My cons were the relationship with alcohol. I just thought was an interesting note. I was like, is that an issue? Like what's going on there? It felt a little disingenuous to me, like you were just kind of trying to match Bev's vibe, I guess. Second place, I give to contestant number 2. I thought you were so funny. I laughed. I love a goofy guy, it's the best. My cons here is you just weren't giving a lot. I wrote down manic pixie dream guy, which I don't know if you know what that means, but it's we don't know anything about you, really. We just, you asked about her, which was sweet, but this should have been a two-way street here. Or the first place, number 3, bless his heart. I had to give you a win. I feel like you really won me back. I know, you deserve it. I've been your cheerleader. The second thing was not too good, but I liked everything else. I don't know, I thought you were sweet and just asked me. The only con, obviously the work question, but I feel like that's such a normal question to ask. What do you do for work?
All right, judge number 3, third place to first place.
Third place was number 1, actually. He kind of seemed a little bit stiff. I do think you were really funny, and I did really like the fact that you were already planning the next date. I think that's super cute, and it obviously shows interest in the person that you're speaking with. And so then for second place, I gave it to number 3. Okay, you deserve it to you've made a comeback. I think you're self-reflective and introspective. I think that you care about how you come off a little bit too much maybe, and I think you have these preconceived notions that women want to hear certain things, and so you first you're off bat, that's the first thing that you present. And then for first place, I gave it to contestant number 2. I thought you were very funny. I think the conversation flowed really well. It felt like a really good back and forth, and I didn't think that there was really any cons there. I thought that I could have kept talking, so yeah.
All right. For one final time, let's add up the scores. The person who's the most attractive, non-physically, is contestant number 2.
Thank Colt and Velko for being great contestants. They really uplifted me when I was down in the waiting room.
Shervin, you're the best. I want to say thank you to the crew. I don't know many of your names, but you seem like good people.
I think personally it's been very introspective. There's a lot of things that I think of by myself, and it's kind of either proven right or proven wrong through this this little trial. And if you get to know me, I'm pretty sweet, but maybe, you know, I edge on the side of too polite sometimes.
I'm sure there are 1,000 different traits you could have put in those top 3. Why did you pick self-fidelity, presence/curiosity, and warmth as the 3 main objective pillars?
If we're trying to understand why these things matter, the idea in psychology is that it is suggestive of who would be a good parent. Not only who'd be a good partner, but like somebody with these kind of qualities will be a great parent. Want a parent who is warm and kind, doesn't get angry and isn't gonna be violent. They're interested in you because that means they're actually they're gonna invest in you. They're not just gonna like suddenly disappear. And then you want it to be trustworthy, right? You want them to be faithful to themselves. You know they're gonna stand up for what they believe in. They have these values and you can rely upon that. So you want a reliable person who is kind and actually cares about you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a nugget.
8 months ago, I asked a question. Does being more attractive matter? And if so, how do I become more attractive? The idea of exploring this taboo subject and going on a journey sounded fun. For example, let's unveil the science behind hair and a haircut.
Your eyes immediately gravitate towards the top, or at least where it's most heaviest, right?
As we explore how beauty plays a role in our society today.
Students believed that the attractive individuals got the higher status jobs.
Let's see if there's truth behind how colors affect your skin and impression.
So you do have more yellowness than the redness?
And discuss consumerism and the infinite amount of options that are presented to us that claim to make us look better.
But the second and third time you buy those things, you're incrementally getting less and less happy.
Let's even go to the extreme and see an expert in physical beauty, someone that can alter what was once thought permanent.
So now, usually what guys are looking for is just how do we kind of turn things up?
And decode the statistics that reveal the objectivity behind attractiveness.
But doesn't diminish their willingness to engage in protected or unprotected sex with those men.
But attractiveness doesn't just end at the physical level. How much of it is everything else?
3rd place, this is no surprise. It's contestant number 3.
Luckily, those who know best can easily summarize the important stuff into 3 traits that everyone can have control over.
I can encapsulate most of those into 3 really important ones that everybody can and should take advantage of.
And as I said earlier in this episode, that's where this whole series was supposed to end. But it felt like something was missing. In the span of 4 days, things went from incredible to a complete halt. And in that time, not much physically changed. So that must mean...
When you first mentioned to me this heartbreak you went through and how you didn't understand why it collapsed in the way it did, I went through our 3-trait checklist. Is it warmth? No. You got plenty of warmth. Is it curiosity? No, I talked to you for like 20 minutes. It was clearly not curiosity, you know, and so like my instinct will always be, even with a little bit of information I had at the time, I'm like, I think this is a self-fidelity issue. What I want is this good feeling. What I want is this particular person. And because I value that so much, let me just suppress who I am so that I maintain that connection. Honestly, it's such a core human struggle, that conflict between acceptance and authenticity.
Is it recording now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
The funny thing is, if we stick to who we are, it doesn't work out sometimes. But if we don't stick to who we are, it still doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's a bunch of like pain in the middle.
Then it was when you told me about self-fidelity again in that moment, it was like, it all like clicked. Because I like looked back on those moments. Oh, that was a moment where I was a pushover. I didn't, one, really know exactly what I valued. So it was hard for me to stand up for it.
Totally.
And it was like, I didn't want to anger or disagree with that person because I was like, if this all ends, like what's gonna happen? I'm gonna, this is it. Right?
Self-fidelity means faithfulness in your own values, and confidence is a measurement of that faithfulness in yourself. And even though the goal of the last 8 months was to understand physical attractiveness, honestly, my real journey was watching this word I've heard all my life be redefined for me in real time. Now, I thought I was a confident person. I'm bold in my actions, a bit cocky, and not afraid to take risks. But it took an insecure trip down memory lane.
Today is December 31st, 2019.
A shopping haul with my mom.
And even now I buy stuff for you too.
A failed relationship, and a clinical psychologist to reveal to me, yeah, I still need to find what I truly value and learn how to own it. But hey, I'm now aware of this journey, and that's a win, because confidence really is the most attractive trait. So yeah, if you ask me how to become more attractive scientifically, I could say a lot. But maybe there's a deeper question you need to ask.